Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on XRP. We're going to do a full update right here on the technicals. We'll speak a little bit about the fundamentals as well, and then I'm mostly talking about the Ripple slash XRP ETF, obviously, which caused a major move right here on Monday. But it's also still very much a very interesting topic to talk about, not only in general, but also regarding a potential price move. I mean, yesterday we actually heard or at least we got some good news. I think I'm looking it up, that the SEC approved the conversion of the Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund into an ETF, right? And the Grayscale Large Cap Fund is a trust that consists of Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and Cardano. So that's great news. Now, I'm not certain what this entirely means. I mean, how it sounds to me is that all of these coins will be purchasable through that ETF. I'm just not certain, when that's going to go live and what that specifically means. But if I hear something like that, and I see XRP and I see that the odds for Ripple ETF to be approved by July 31st are at 19%. And then for December 31st this year, it's 89%, right? So it's quite certain that it's going to happen in 2025. July just seems a little bit early. But when I hear something like that, and with the Solana ETF also coming into effect very soon, I have the feeling that, first of all, maybe I should buy some of these shares on Polymarket. But that second of all, especially also with Bitcoin right now reclaiming important support levels, I think XRP has a chance here to potentially break out. And I think that, and I know that sounds strange, because technically, XRP has had a very rough reaction after the ETF news. The last two times that that XRP tried to auction above the value area high right here at 2.25, it failed miserably. I mean, these two times, that's not price action you want to see. Great drawing, by the way. So I know it's I know it's kind of far-fetched to expect some sort of a breakout now above 2.28 and 2.25. But I think it's I think it's not fully priced in how close Ripple can be to not only an agreement with the SEC. And finalizing their case finally after all these years, but also close to an ETF, which I think, when we're talking about coins that have potential after an ETF, I'm making a video on Litecoin a little bit later today, which is most likely also going to get an ETF. I would say Ripple is one of the projects, maybe even more so than Solana, that actually has that potential with the connections that they have, with the huge community and sometimes even cult-like community they have in the United States. Which is the main market for these ETFs, of course. I think Ripple and XRP ETF has a lot of potential. And I would not think that it's priced in right now. So ultimately, I mean, when we're talking about Bitcoin right now, that's looking pretty good. As long as Bitcoin is able to hold 106.5, 106.6, I think XRP is also going to be able to remain, first of all, relatively stable right here around 2.18, where we have the point of control. That's the POC, so that's where most of the liquidity is. I think stability is most likely. But I think if Bitcoin is able to hold that level, that XRP is also going to be able to get up towards 2.25 and 2.26. And the main thing right now is that, I have these fundamental theories about why XRP can break out. But it lacks technical evidence, right? So now what we need to see is some sort of a new increase in momentum, in open interest, in volume, a combination of those, and then we can also break out. For now, I would say it's most likely that we're just going to remain stable. We're going to move into 2.25, 2.26, 2.28 being a possibility, but a breakout under the current technical circumstances mostly is unlikely. And I think, I mean, is this an area to go long on XRP? I don't think so either. Because even though I think it's a little bit more likely we'll move up from here, that is contingent, that is based on my thoughts on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin drops down below 106.6, or we get trade deal escalation, right, again, then XRP could just as well fill those imbalances to the downside. So I think this is my prediction, right? So stability and a move up. But it's not an area, or it's not a prediction where I would base a long position off, right? I would much rather wait for some bad news to hit the markets and then long from that area at 2.08 again, like I also did the last time. So yeah, those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know regarding XRP for today. Hopefully it helps, but that's it. Have a great day. Take care and bye.